So the other day when I was talking about being bored with, stuff, all of this, the filming and editing process or whatever, a few people took that to mean that maybe I was bored with actually making soap videos. And that is not true at all. I'm more bored with the actual process and the format and the way that I approach making soap videos. Because in the beginning, I had never edited a video ever in my life. That was not a thing. I hadn't even put together like a 30 second, Instagram, none of it. Not a thing. And so I kind of learned as I went along, and it was needs must because it was daily content. But as I continued on, I started learning stuff. I learned the process. I learned the different camera angles, and I wanted to start using them within my videos. And I didn't because I had already sort of, committed to this format. And so I talk here, and then there's the intro, which is insanely long. And I've always hated that that song is a full 1 minute long and I don't know how to cut it. And the different title cards that I use and how I break up the video, all the things. I was getting bored with that because there are different ways to approach how to visually represent the art of soap making. And what you're going to see in today's video is a representation of that, of how to perfectly and beautifully capture the art of making soap, the humans behind the hands, the process that goes into making a gorgeous bar. And it's not coming from me. It's coming from today's Project Soapway winner. And I will tell you more about her in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for week 34 of year 3 and Project Soapway Puree Challenge winner number 2, and that winner is Jasara Prado. Now, she is not a business. This is a hobby for her, soap making. She has only been doing it for a very small amount of time. She is a Brazilian Sudser living in Thailand and is very, very new to the Sudser community. I don't know a lot about her, but when I did see her video footage, which I had no way of knowing was going to be as extraordinary as it was because I judge based on a picture, I was blown away. I was captivated by how she approached the art of making soap and visually expressing that. And it makes sense because she actually is a media producer. She does edit videos and does photography for her IRL job. But in addition to that, she also teaches classes. And I think that is cool too. She made her very first soap back in January of this year. And then she decided to go ahead and start teaching workshops with the same place that she took her class. And now she's teaching kids how to make soap, which is super cool. And knowing all that information about her before even seeing the video was first and foremost very cool. You know, we're doing a hot process. It's a cool rustic looking bar, all the things. I'm here for it. But then when I actually saw her footage, and like I said, I was captivated, I didn't know how to approach this for my contribution. Because my contribution is talking about the sudser, talking about the recipe, essentially doing a voiceover over your hard work. And because of what she left in, because of the very tight editing with this video, I didn't want to take anything out. And so ultimately, I didn't take anything out except for the sounds. Now, the sounds within this video were nothing but her making the soap. So it's the clink of metal on metal, it's the stirring of a stick, it's the pouring of a liquid. She's silent throughout the entire thing. It's very, very cool. Anyway, I did cut that part out because, I did learn within the stuff that she sent us that she was going to release this on her own YouTube channel. So we're definitely going to watch this on her YouTube channel as well. Everybody needs to go give her all of the love. But I want to talk about her. And so that's what we are going to do. I'm going to send you to the video. We're going to watch all of her beautiful edits. We are going to watch her artistic mind and her vision realized, where we always do in the video. Oh, I struggled so hard with how to approach this because when I first saw this footage, I was captivated. There were sounds, there was an audio that was existing within this file, but it was just the audio of like the clinking that would have occurred with metal on metal, and maybe the pouring of this, the sound of a microwave being closed. All amazing. The foot, and so I was just completely blown away. I was hooked. I was watching it. The camera angle shifting, all of the beautiful shots that she created within this. I ultimately didn't want to do a voiceover for it. I wanted it to stand as it is, as her own piece of art. And ultimately, in reading everything that she sent through to the Soap Mod, I decided that I would go ahead and continue to do my voiceovers and talk about her because she did mention in the stuff that she sent through that her YouTube channel, which you have to go subscribe to, will be these videos because she actually approaches soap in a wildly different way. She's not interested in really teaching or even really talking about anything or the recipes, really. She's more interested in the artistic expression of making soap. And that's what she's filming. That's her focus. And that is brilliant. I love everything about that because we get so wrapped up as creators, doing anything on social media or whatever, in the we have to have like this personality and we have to have a recipe or people will be mad or we have to do something super duper interesting or people won't watch or whatever. And we forget about the actual beauty while we're wrapped up in that of making soap. This is a beautiful process. This is a soothing, a therapeutic, a calming process. So many of us came to the soap making world because we wanted some form of therapy. We wanted some artistic expression. And while we do, of course, get that artistic expression through the soaps that we make, the actual art of making soap is a whole thing too. And so her video I have left completely uncut, save for the I took the audio out or whatever so I could talk over it. And I left it all uncut just to show how good Jasara is at capturing the beauty of making soap. Like this scene here. This is stunning. She's coming to get herself prepped and equipped and ready to make. And it reminds me so much of Extras videos and all of the shooting that he did for all of his. All the different camera angles and, all of the switching that you could possibly do. But just this right here, this is such, you don't need words for it. And I genuinely feel bad about effectively talking over it when the imagery alone is all you need. But again, as I said, because Jasara did mention in what she sent through to us that she would be putting these videos uncut with the sounds that she chose to leave in on her own channel, it kind of felt weird to not be here and talk about her and just, upload a video that she created for her own channel on my channel. Does that make sense? So we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about Jasara, and we're going to talk about her process and her recipe and her approach to the strawberry puree, challenge or to the puree challenge with her strawberry puree soap like we do on this channel. But of course, you need to go over to her channel and watch her video for the full effect, because it's going to be extraordinary. I promise. You'll be blown away. At any rate, Jasara herself, she actually only started making soap in January. And for the record, everything that I know about her, I only know through kind of lurking and watching her interactions on the Discord server, as well as through the information that she provided to SoapMod, because she is new to our Sudzer community. And so everything that I know, again, is basically just from her. I don't have any real experience with her outside of just within the past few months. And so for this particular recipe, again, as I said, she is a new soap maker. She's only been doing this since January, and she decided to do a rhubarb root infusion with coconut oil, palm oil, rice bran oil, cocoa butter, castor oil, olive pomace. Lots of oils. And then for the strawberry, she used strawberry puree at 10% of the oil's weight, which was mixed with some sesame seeds and an avocado oil as the superfat at 5% of the oil weight. Lot of oils, again. And then she has her essential oil blend that she is currently making right now. And it says that she is trying to mimic a strawberry, which I completely love. We've had conversations about how to make essential oils smell like things that don't have an essential oil, like a strawberry. And so she's blending with ylang ylang, bergamot, vanilla, rose, tangerine, and lemon. I love that. That's so cool. And I also love, of course, watching her in action and formulating. It's very mad scientist. She is capturing the mad scientist. She's capturing the love and the dedication that goes into every batch of soap that we all make. It's just, this is inspiring. She's found a way to take the process, which is for the most part always, you know, the preparation is always the majority of making soap, just generally. 80% prep, only 20% or 10% making soap, and then maybe 10% cleanup. But she's found a way to take the process of getting ready, all of the preparation, the stuff that we usually cut out of our videos because people just want to get to the pour and then they want to get to the cut and where's the recipe, and made it interesting and beautiful. What it actually is, because this process here, all the prep work that we put into our soaps, that is interesting, that is beautiful, and she's captured that beautifully, which actually makes sense because all of these skills and all these different camera angles and the intentional switch to this angle versus that and the things that she has left in, these were all well thought out. This was a curated video for a specific purpose, a specific message. And it makes sense that she would know how to do that really well because she is a multimedia producer by trade. And apparently she graduated during times of COVID, which is hard. Some of the apprentices did that too, and it is definitely not a good time to have graduated. But anyway, she kind of fell into the soap making world by happenstance. And she went and took a class at the beginning of this year, and the place that she did the class at decided to hire her, so she is now teaching workshops, classes for soap and other cosmetics to children, which I also thought to be really amazing. She looks at it from a different perspective, as in, you know, it's good to get kids and, you know, people as young as possible kind of in the know about natural skincare products and all of the jazz. But for me, I love it because this is how I prefer, and I wish more schools would teach chemistry this way, because, you know, cooking is chemistry, soap making is chemistry, and if you were approaching it that way within the school system, more children would not be afraid or just hate the idea of going to chemistry class, and they would be interested in the process, and then it becomes a usable science within their life. I think it's a much better way to teach, but I do love that they are teaching kiddos how to make soap. For sure. Now, with this, she doesn't actually have a business, as I said. She does sell, she doesn't sell anything. She does just give them away to her family and friends from Thailand, which actually, she is currently living in Thailand, but she is Brazilian, so she's been in Thailand for the last year and a half or so, which is why this video is premiering at a rather strange time, because it's like 8 a.m. where she is. And on to the pour of this. So she has done all of her prep work in a truly stunning fashion. Everything is ready to go, and she is ready to mix all of her oils and her purees and everything and create a beautiful strawberry puree soap. Now, back to the multimedia producer thing. You definitely need to go check out her Instagram as well. Gorgeous shots. Seriously, this is I love that because we have a lot of artistic people within the soaping community, within the Sudzer family for sure, and they all have their different takes on the photography and the video process and all of the jazz. And I love that we have yet another one because, as I have continued to say with all of this, it is incredibly inspiring when I see someone doing something that I haven't seen before, essentially. Is that to say that she is the only one creating these videos? I mean, no, I don't believe so. That's kind of an impossible thing to say in 2023. If you can think it, it's probably been done. But this was a gorgeous expression of her artistry and the things that matter to her. And, visually representing the world in a beautiful way to create and convey a certain message is obviously very important to her, which you can see within her Instagram. And I am super excited to see what she puts up on her YouTube page and watch all of her videos, because if she has more like this, this is my new, happy Zen moment that I will watch as I'm waiting for the kiddos to get out of school, in parent pickup line, because it's absolutely lovely. Now, the sesame seeds now make all the sense in the world, right? Because she's making a strawberry soap, so it's going to go in to be like the seeds. I love it. You could also use strawberry seeds. That's an option too. But yeah, so again, everything about this particular soap, obviously it got selected based on a picture and it looked like a strawberry, and I really liked the rustic nature of it and how it looked. And so that's why I ultimately selected it, because I kind of try to get representations of a whole lot of different ways to approach any particular challenge. And so this one definitely approached the rustic challenge, the rustic bit very, very well. Just definitely hit that for me. But the added benefit of receiving this footage and how beautiful of a job that she did, like, I didn't deserve that, you know? This was absolutely stunning. And also, it became obviously a lot less work for me, which I'm always in favor of. But the secondary bit with all of that is that I ended up spending a whole lot of time just sitting with the video, trying to figure out how to approach it, because I didn't want to mess up this beautiful thing that she gave me. But then I kind of realized that I am a disaster, and messing up the beautiful thing that you gave me is very on brand for me. I also am very, very interested in this process with her doing it's almost like a hot process, or like letting yeast rise, covering it and letting it sit and letting it slowly come to whatever stage you're looking for. And she's getting like a nice gel going on within all of this, almost like a hot process technique. And that is originally what I thought this entire soap was made out of. And there is a version of that as she had it on the stove. And again, she's just covering it and letting it sit within its own heat to continue on with saponification before she messes with it. It's very reminiscent of baking bread or making, well, I mean, anything in the kitchen. It's stunning is the point. I love this. I did not expect any of this footage and all of the stuff, and I'm still completely blown away and still feeling very bad that you guys don't get to hear all of the awesome sounds that comes with it. And on to the cut. And so we're going to get another beautiful shot here. And then watching as she takes off all of her material, her gloves, her everything, like, job done. And I don't know, that super resonated with me so much. How about you guys? Because at the end of the day, when I finally get to take my gloves off, right? Because I, for the most part, just exist in my gloves for 12 hours straight. And when I get to actually peel off all of the layers and, essentially leave it on the mat and walk away, it's one of the best feelings of my day. You have that sense of accomplishment with it, and the knowledge that you now get to go move on to something else. For me, it's video games. For you, it's probably not video games, but for me, it's video games. It's so stunning that she chose to keep that in and capture that, and she did it so beautifully. Now into this beautiful hot process, very rustic, soap with the cuts and all of the different angles she uses in just like, I don't know, a 15-second shot. I think she uses something like 4 or 5 different angles coming up here. So much editing goes into that. And I appreciate that because I do edit videos. And so I have experience and knowledge with all of that and what actually goes into creating a little 15-second, moment of perfection. And that is not me saying, see, there it is, all the zooms and all the, yep. That is not me saying that I've ever created 15 seconds of perfection, because I certainly have not. But as I've learned more, I've wanted to do cooler things like this. And I'm never going to accomplish this, obviously, but Jasara did, so everybody give her all the props in the world. She is extraordinary, and so is her soap. It is a gorgeous strawberry puree hot process soap by Jasara and a gorgeous video to match. I am so super serious when I say go over to her socials, follow her, show her all of the support. She is new to all of this. She graduated university during COVID times, and so she is new to her game, and she deserves all of the support and the accolades and the representation and all of the things, for sure. Everybody give her all of that in this comment section, over in her comment section. We're all heading over to her YouTube channel, and we're just going to give her all the love, because that was extraordinary. Jasara, thank you for sharing that with me. Thank you for sharing a piece of you and your artistic vision with the sudsers. I have always said in all the classes that I've taught and all the workshops over the many, many years, in fact, there's a big old sign over, one of the creation tables that says art plus science equals magic. And for me, I really think that you nailed that in a gorgeous way. You created magic with your video, and you are inspiring. And I personally am in awe. So thank you. That was something a little bit different and very, very special. So thank you again. Sudsers, you know the drill. Go do all the things. Go give her all the love and the support. Tell her what a great job she did. All the jazz. Tomorrow we will be airing the third and final winner for Project Soapway. I'm very excited to tell you about it. You're going to love it. It's an exciting time. This is all awesome. I'm still in a weird headspace after that because it was very calming for me, and I don't do calm very well, but I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.